started. If the students come in, feel free to let them come right up to the stage. It's fine. I want to welcome everyone to this most auspicious occasion that the Evelyn L. Spiro School of Nursing has the wonderful privilege of putting together twice annually. In December, it is for our second degree 15-month cohort that was started in 2004 and had its first graduation in 2005. And then in May, it's our traditional generic students who start as freshmen at Wagner College. I am Dr. Paula D'Antrapello, and I have the wonderful privilege of working here at Wagner College with an esteemed group of faculty and staff. And right now, I would like to first ask them to stand. I'd like to ask the graduates being pinned to stand and to let's give them our hearty congratulations. Don't forget, this is all being taken by Lee. Have a seat. In case you feel the need to duplicate it, you can have it all by 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Okay. I'd really like to say that this has been a most interesting class. And I got the privilege of teaching the very first class of second degree students. You come with so many unique personalities, first of all, which is a good thing. We don't want to all fit in one mold because the people for whom we care come from many different personalities and backgrounds. So you enrich us as a school, and you really do keep us on our toes. This group did so much in the community. They started the National Student Nurse Association, which heretofore has been a local student nurse association. They've been very involved in Sigma, and as a matter of fact, just entertained families and friends, Sigma Theta Tau chapter here with the reception over in the NRC, and we want to thank the heads of Sigma for doing that. You really bring a lot to our program, and we hate to see you go, but the sad thing is as soon as you're here, you leave, and that's the wonderful thing about having mature learners is that you've already had so many of the courses and life experiences that our traditional students have not. So you come and you just study nursing. And we really have to thank our current president, Dr. Richard Garassi, for us being able to start an upper division curriculum so that we could have a 15-month program. We did that in 1998. We changed our curriculum totally to upper division so that all nursing courses are in the last 2 years. And so we were able then to offer what some people would consider an accelerated program because it is very fast. But as the need for nurses grows, we find that this program is just such a hallmark of nursing here at Wagner. And so we really want to congratulate you for all the work you did. It's quite compact, and we realize that. But we know you're prepared. We know you're very well prepared to go out and pass NCLEX and to make a difference in the world. So with that, I just want to bore you briefly because honestly, when I saw the one speech on the history of pens, I thought, I wonder how many people, even on our own faculty, know the history of nursing here. How many people on my own faculty could raise their hands and tell me that? We don't have a lot. And I'm not sure that they could tell me everything. But in 1940, you know, the president in the early, first of all, when do you think women were admitted here? The 30s, which is very interesting. And it was at a time when they needed more students, which is interesting because what was happening? World War I, previous to World War II, was happening, and there was a shortage of men to do anything, and then there became a shortage of nursing. And this whole college started in Rochester, New York, educating young men bilingually, which I did not know until I did this little piece, bilingually to become seminarians, clergy. And then when it moved to Staten Island, it became a liberal arts college. The president worked with the director of nursing at what is now Staten Island University Hospital to decide what a great idea it would be to have a community school of nursing and involve all of the nonprofit hospitals on the island. And that is how this really started. Our president was smart enough during the war time to go with 5 other colleges to a big meeting to talk about how to get women nursing quickly and out there to serve the troops. So you came here, you took liberal arts courses for 2 semesters, then you went to the hospitals on Staten Island for a year, and then you came back and you were eligible to take your board exam, and then once you finished serving, you came back to Wagner and you finished your liberal arts courses. It's quite a remarkable story. And the president at Wagner then was also visionary in reaching out at that time, because this eventually became people who were prepared for the Cadet Nurse Corps. So the interesting thing that he did that made an extreme difference in the research that I found was, he said, if we're going to do this, we're not doing it for wartime, we're doing it permanently. So because of that, since 1943, this is a permanent fixture at Wagner College, and I think, you know, maybe I'm partially biased, but I think it's a great program. And we have wonderful students, and we are a center of excellence through the National League for Nursing, and we're fully accredited by the state and by the national accreditors. So we're very proud to continue the long tradition of community-based nursing here at Wagner College. And we thank you for all coming today to celebrate this wonderful occasion of pinning, one of our few ceremonies that are actually left in nursing. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to call up Laura Barleman to present an award.
Thank you, Paula, and probably a lot of you are wondering why I'm here, but I'm an administrator at Wagner College, but also I'm a member of a group in New York City called Transportation Alternatives. It's New York City's leading grassroots advocacy organization for safer streets and increased access for transportation via biking, walking, and public transportation. And ever since our friend and your fellow Wagner nursing student, R.J. Tillman, was killed while biking on Howard Avenue in February 2012, I've been involved in this cause. I'm a biker myself, I'm a bike commuter. And so has been Dr. Anne-Marie Dowling-Castronovo and others. But here I am to give her an award today for this. She's one of the co-professors of a first-year learning community, which is called Global Health Concerns. And she has encouraged her students to get involved in transportation alternatives work. And over the past 2 years, there have been 9 students contributing valuable research to this cause and gaining hands-on learning experiences by doing traffic and speed monitoring projects on Staten Island streets. And they've communicated the results of their research to public officials and in public forums, which makes a huge difference. So, for Anne-Marie Dowling-Castronovo's partnership in making New York City streets safer for all users and promoting health and environmental sustainability, on behalf of Transportation Alternatives, I would like to present her with the 2013 Transportation Alternatives Community Partner Award.
Two shots. One. Two. Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you, Laura. I want to also take the opportunity at this moment, we recognize Lee. I want to thank the students who came of their own accord to help take tickets and present programs. And I'd like to thank Maria Tedisco and Kathy Sheehan here up front from the office. And I'm not sure where Beth is. Did she go back? One of our GAs. Is she here? Hi, Beth. You can stand too, dear. She helped set up everything here today, too, as well as Maria and Kathy, so thank you all. They don't want to Anyway, so next on the program, we have two student speakers that are going to be coming up today. And because we have a wonderful, exciting song that will occur after them, I am going to now recognize Anna Cardenas, who will be at the other podium over there, the other speaker, who's going to present the faculty award.
Jane DeFazio on behalf of the faculty to receive our class gift from the class of 2013.
Anna, can I just wanted to say, Anna, that we should also recognize Jane as being the undergraduate director, and what a great job she does.
Undergraduate Director of the Nursing Department, I present this gift to you as the class of 2013's gift to Wagner College, as well as the Evelyn L. Spiro School of Nursing. Just to explain what our gift is, we actually did a painting of a tree. Every leaf on the tree represents a student of our class, and it's actually our fingerprints are the leaves of the tree. And the quote reads, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago."
Assured class that this will be put up in a very special place for everyone to view. Maybe we'll even buy a light.
I just want to say on behalf of the faculty, thank you, but I kind of want to take it home. Can I have it? All right, I'll share it.
Thank you. What a lovely... I'm going to turn the podium over now to our first student speaker, Joseph.
Okay. I know there's a lot that's going to be said today, but 7 minutes, that's all I'm going to ask for you guys. I want to thank President Gerasi and Dr. Trapello for being here to honor us today. And before I get started, I'd like to thank my classmates for selecting me, along with Bernadette, to speak for them today on what really is a special day for all of us. I'll try to do my best. I'm not going to give you everything you want. It's actually going to be pretty straight. Today really is, in fact, a special day for all of us here. For the faculty, today is a day where we celebrate all the time, empathy, and patience that it took to produce the 48 graduate nurses that are up here today. You know, I'm not sure that there's a way to go through nursing school that doesn't feel like a never-ending boxing match. You know, but along the way, you guys, you kept us on our feet. You pushed us when we felt like we couldn't go on, and when we had our doubts, you inspired us, and sometimes unintentionally. When we panicked, it was Professor DeFazio that made sure we kept it all together. We love you for that. I love you for that. You really were there for me when I needed you. I can't even express to you how much that meant to me. When we panicked, you kept us in focus. When we felt overwhelmed, Professor Bocafuso, she taught us to laugh at ourselves. But don't let her fool you, because she was laughing at us too, just at the same time. Professor Mark Antonio taught us by example how as nurses we could change lives in such a dynamic way that I couldn't even express to you right now, no matter how many words I put into it. Professor DeSena taught us patience and how to have confidence in ourselves and our clinical skills. You know, and sometimes when you're overwhelmed and you really just don't know what you're doing, to have somebody there to tell you that you're doing okay, I can't tell you how much that means. You know, you take this thing onto yourself, this nursing thing, and don't laugh because it's serious. You know, you're responsible for people's health and people's lives. And when the first time you're in this clinical lab and you're trying to figure out how to do a catheter or how you're trying to do an IV or whatever it is they're trying to teach you, you know, especially for us as second-degree students, to come from these other professions and try to figure out how to do these things, it's really nerve-wracking. You know, and all these faculty here, the patience that they had and the empathy that they had to teach us to do these things for other people, that's remarkable. You know, like a nurse is an important thing. You know, and a nurse does so much for other people. But a nursing instructor that takes that time to teach you how to be a nurse, I mean, they don't get enough credit. Like, I mean, there's nothing I could say. There's no words that I could write on this piece of paper that would give justice to the ripples that go further from what these people have done for us. So give them. So going on with faculty, Professor Woody, she's done it all in nursing. There's nothing she hasn't done. But you know what? She's done it well. And it's amazing how you were able to teach us. I mean, you were the most fair and honest of everyone. And you'll always have a place in my heart, that's for sure. Dr. Sharovsky, she showed us how to make a difference in our community while in nursing school. And she always inspired us to dig deeper. I mean, she's not even for real. Like, you can't even imagine the passion and generosity that she has. I mean, you know, it's easy to get jaded when you're tired and you've read so many books and everything like that, but Professor Sharovsky really made me feel like I was a nurse and that I was really doing something and that I could really make an impact in the world. And she is for real. Like, my hat's off to you. You inspire me. Like, you're amazing. Dr. Dowling, if we were stressed, especially during the first semester, it was probably because of you. But I say that as a compliment. Dr. Dowling taught me how to be a nurse. You consistently challenged me, and in doing so, you made me better at what I did. I really hope I'm half the nurse that you are someday. There are many others that we would fail to mention. Personally, I want to mention Dr. O'Hara because she interviewed me and she brought me into this program. You know, and I'll never forget, at the end of that interview, you know, we finished the interview and she says to me, she goes, if we let you in here, promise me that you'll come here. And I said, yeah, I promise. And here I am. So, you know, I couldn't be here without you either. So for anybody that we didn't mention, we'll never forget the role that you played in our lives, because you created us. And we also take a moment today to recognize all of you. You know, you're not simply here because somebody gave you a ticket and said, hey, come to my graduation. You're here because in some way that you helped make us. You actually helped make today possible for us. You know, maybe you're a parent who believed in us when we decided, hey, you know what, I already got another degree that you paid for, but now I want to do this. Maybe you're the grandparent that cheered us on relentlessly and bragged about it, right? Oh, my granddaughter's in nursing school. You know, maybe you're an aunt, you're an uncle, you're a brother, you're a sister, and you kept up with us when we were sleep deprived, stressed out, and more than just a little bit difficult to get along with. Maybe it's somebody's boyfriend, you're their girlfriend, you're their husband or wife, in which case you deserve a medal. Thank you for not leaving us, even when we bored you with endlessly long stories about gross nursing things that happened during the day. Maybe you're our friend when we needed you the most. You were there. And we haven't been able to hang out for the last 15 months, and you don't even know what we look like anymore. We owe you a couple drinks, so we're coming around to that, we promise. We're ready for it at this point. You know, no matter who you are, you're sitting here today because your encouragement, your patience, your commitment to somebody on this stage has been crucial to our success. You know, we thank you. We love you, and we couldn't have done this without you. And I'm not even messing around. This is impossible to do by yourself. Impossible. And a lot of people up here have lost things and gained things over the last 15 months, but because of everybody in here, we are where we are today. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Now today, we celebrate our graduation from nursing school, obviously, but as a class, we celebrate each other. You know, in what felt like the longest, 15 months of my life, we have memories that'll last with us forever. You know, I'm not going to stand here with a straight face and tell you that we got along for every minute of the time. But one thing I can tell you with all honesty is when it came down to it, and it really needed to get done, we came together as a group. Watching the people in this class work so hard to do their best was inspiring. You know, but everybody up here was completely dedicated to becoming the best nurse they could be from minute one. You've never seen such a group of overachievers in your entire life. So good job for you guys. You guys raised a bunch of A students. You know, I'm not just saying this because I want them to look good in front of you, their family and friends. So I will take a minute to share exactly what inspired me about everybody in here during the last 15 months. So I'm going to start with Aleksandra, Christian, Nicole Vasquez, Kristyn, Tilly, and Marie. You guys are the parents in our group. I don't know how they manage to be parents and nursing students at the same time because my dog hates me for being in nursing, so I can't imagine having children. But every time that I felt overwhelmed, I looked at these people and I said, well, look at what they're doing. Like, look how much harder they have to work. And that really inspired me to push on when I had to. You know, then there's Laura Conti, who along with Chris and Aleksandra came back to the program after having to leave it before. I can't tell you, you know, how many times during this program, you know, like I'd sit in my car after I got out of class and wonder if this was the right thing for me. Like if I really, the stress and everything, if I was meant to be a nurse, and how I was scared to fail out and have to come back. But these people came back. You know, in spite of their setbacks, they didn't give up on becoming nurses. They didn't give up on what they promised you. They didn't give up on what they promised themselves. You know, and finishing their degree took a lot of courage. And when I felt bad about myself, their example rubbed off on me. That courage, it rubbed off on me. So thanks. You know, that helped me. You know, Bernadette, Amy, Samantha, Rachel, Katie, and Nicole King are the most intelligent and dedicated students I've ever been to school with, period. You know, and trying to keep up with them, you know, like, what'd you get on this test? You know, like, whatever that was, it helped me to become a better nurse. And this profession, nursing, is going to be better because these people are in it. You know, Tori, Cindy, Pam, Chris Artley, they moved to join the program. Chris and his wife moved from California. You know, at this age, imagine. You know, you make that decision for yourself that this is what I really want. That's the kind of nurse that you want. Is someone that's willing to sacrifice their own life. And I love my family. I can't imagine being away from my family for that long. Allie, Alison, Maryann, where am I? Carey, Kristyn, Keebler, Sophie. These are the sweetest, most caring people that you will ever meet in your life. I'm not even exaggerating just this much. These are the kind of nurses that you would want at your bedside. And when I was having a miserable day because I felt bad about losing sleep or whatever, they gave me gas. Self-made. Self-made. Anna, Liz, Stephanie, and Angeline, you guys were always leading the way for fundraising. You know, because of their hard work, we raised money and awareness for so many causes. They inspired me to be involved. There was even one day where I put on fairy wings and you know, to raise money for breast cancer awareness. I mean, they could get you to do pretty much anything. And they made an impact in the world as nursing students. I can't imagine what they're going to do with the nurses. Wilson, Caitlin, Kristen Beyer, Lauren Schmidt, these guys kept their jobs while they were in nursing school. You know, and when you think about it, they had 2 jobs at the same time, 2 full-time jobs. So when I felt tired and I felt like I didn't have anything left to go, it was because of you guys that I helped It helped me keep going. Then there were the people that braved the subways, the ferries, the buses, and the turnpikes to get to school every day. Amanda, Megan, Lupa, Samantha Thompson, Ashley, Mary, Carol, Caitlin, James, and Brittany. These people can spend hours every day just trying to get to school, not even doing what they had to do, studying or anything like that. So 10 minutes away in Brooklyn, when I had to wake up in the morning, I thought about them. If they could get to school, I could get to school. Claire Carey kept going when Hurricane Sandy displaced her family. And Danielle Kaloff organized a hugely successful bone marrow drive that hundreds of people signed up for. Think about how many lives you could change just like that. Jeannine and Danielle Alejo were always there when you needed it. I mean, there was no end to what was in Danielle's bed. I mean, it could be from like a stapler to a textbook to jumper cables, whatever. That bag was in that bed, and she would be right there. You need jumper cables? I got that. Lauren Nolan was our chief negotiator. That's why she got the name The Boss. She was always there willing to negotiate. Diana Corda and I have been friends for years. Her mother, Marguerite, is here somewhere. She's the one that, there you are, convinced me to go to nursing school to begin with. And I literally couldn't have gotten through this without Diana's help every step of the way. Or at least that's what she reminds me every single day. And finally, Volha. You and I performed CPR on my first coded patient. Man, you know, you could read a lot in textbooks and you could study a lot in school, but nothing prepared me for that. And you were so cool and calm during that period that I knew that if you could do it, I could do it. And I'll never forget that. Thank you. Thank you for that. So, you know, each one of you guys made an impression on me during this period of time, and it's no exaggeration, and I'm really not lying when I say that you're an incredible group of people, truthfully. You know, I'm not going to lie, I could use a break from all of you. But in a couple weeks, I'm really going to miss you guys. Before I go, let me exercise a perk of being a speaker and getting voted up to be up here. And I want to thank my family. Okay. Thank you for believing in me. Anyway, thank you all for being here today. And thank you for everything that you've done for us. You not only helped change our lives, but you helped change the lives of the patients we have treated and we will treat in the future. Congratulations, guys. You deserve it.
About your group is exactly what I said earlier. You can never count on fully what you're going to get, but you all have unique personalities. And Joe, you really are funny. I think your next gig will be Chicago. Is it Second Life? I'm not sure what they call that program out there for comedians, but it's interesting how you translated the speech that I read. It was very, very cute. And I wish we had all night because I could have kind of continued to listen to you, but unfortunately you went way over 7 minutes, so way. So I'll be brief, which means we'll be calling pinning very fast because we still need Bernadette to speak, but I also need to make sure that I tell you that the Board of Trustees meeting is going on, and that is why Dr. Garassi and Dr. McNair cannot be here, but they do send their very, very best, and they do, this is their favorite ceremony. Dr. Garassi tells everyone that it is, so they really do wish they could have been here. I'd like to now bring up Bernadette.
with a great appreciation to be one of the nursing students graduating this afternoon. It is with warm greetings and grateful hearts that we acknowledge the faculty of Wagner College's Evelyn L. Spiro School of Nursing. We are so grateful for your guidance, compassion, care, and generosity in sharing your knowledge of nursing with each of us. We also want to take this opportunity to thank the family and friends who are here supporting each of us today. We could not have gone through nursing school without your constant and unending support. Thanks be to God for leading and guiding each of us to the nursing profession and carrying us through every difficulty that we have encountered throughout nursing school, and thus allowing each of us to be here today. Today is a very special day for each of us. Today is a day that we graduate from nursing school. What is the significance of today? How did the pinning ceremony come to be? The pinning ceremony actually dates back to the 12th century Crusades, in which the knights cared for the injured and the suffering crusaders. As new knights were brought into the order, each monk was given a Maltese cross that they wore on their arms. In the 1860s, Florence Nightingale, the pioneer of modern nursing, was honored with the Red Cross of St. George for her selfless efforts to the injured men of the Crimean War. Believing in acknowledging a job well done, Florence Nightingale thus awarded a Medal of Excellence to each of her hardest working nurse graduates. By the year 1916, it became standard in the United States to award each nursing student with a pin during a special ceremony. Today, the nursing pin is used to symbolize the end of formal education and the beginning of nursing practice. Throughout history, the nursing pin has both literally and symbolically represented three things: a cross to bear, a medal of honor, and a badge of courage. A cross to bear, which symbolizes a nurse's dedication to their patients by offering their lives and careers in service for the sick and the suffering. A medal of honor, which represents the respect that each nurse has from experiencing the miracle of human life to providing a dignified death. And a badge of courage for everything that nurses do, fighting death and disease, and doing so with courage and commitment. So graduates, where do we go from here? Many of the answers that may come to mind would be to receive certifications, master's degrees, and maybe even PhDs. But I would like to take this opportunity to remind each of you of why you chose to become a nurse in the first place. I had the opportunity to meet and get to know the graduates seated here this afternoon. Since the beginning of nursing school, I've listened intently to their stories on how they came to choose the path of nursing. Although each of their stories differed in content, I noticed that they all had one thing in common: the desire to serve the sick and the suffering, and most importantly, the desire to love. It was through each of their stories that I came to realize that it was this motivation of love that bonds all nurses together. It is what lures new nurses into the profession and what kept the nurses before us going. Through experiencing nursing school, I have learned that nursing is not simply one's career. It's a vocation to love. Nurses receive the opportunity to serve and to care for another human being, which should be done with much joy radiating from one's heart. This is what we as nurses must do in each healthcare facility that we enter and every patient that we care for. As each of your careers rise to bigger and greater heights, as you pursue your certifications, your master's degrees, and even your PhDs, I ask that you never forget the reason for our inspiration as to why we began this nursing journey in the first place, to love and to serve, because it is through one's service of love and selfless giving that we can always find joy in our nursing careers and ultimately make a difference in the nursing profession. I would like to leave all of you with a quote that I received on a prayer card when I attended the Holy White Mass, which is a mass held in Staten Island dedicated to healthcare professionals. I attended this mass alongside Wagner College nursing students and faculty members. This quotation has served as an inspiration for me throughout my nursing education, a quote which I plan to continue to use as a motivation throughout my nursing career. I encourage each of you to do the same. It was written by a person that I truly admire, Mother Teresa of Calcutta. She stated, "To show great love for God and our neighbor, we need not do great things. It is how much we put in the doing that makes our offering something beautiful for God."
Very, very nice, Bernadette. And again, two wonderfully different styles and wonderful reflections of a really wonderful, enriching class. And I have to tell you a quote that my nursing instructor gave to me. "When you leave here today, remember why you came." So that's another one that maybe you can keep in your hat. We are now going to have just a really exciting part of our ceremony. It's a wonderful selection that Kristyn has chosen with her company's call. For those of you who don't know this, and again, a wonderful colleague here, Dr. Walter Kalber, who's a professor, is Kristyn's dad, and her mom is an RN. Who is another alum and who also sings. And so it's just a pleasure to also have her, and I love your choice, Go Light the World, Kristyn. Thank you both.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes us whole. whose hearts are blazing. So let's raise our candles and light up the sky. Praying to our Father for the strength to guide us. Make us a beacon in darkest times. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the lonely, confused and poor. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light the world. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle and go light your
Kristyn, you have such a special spot in my heart, and thank you so much. My parents never gave up on me majoring in music, so I had to give concerts through my senior year in nursing school. And I just think it's so enriching to have something like Kristyn does to offer everyone. It's just such a wonderful, enriching part of our ceremony, and thank you. And I bet you surprised a lot of your family here. That was very touching. I saw a lot of tears. And I think we should put you on X Factor. Gee, this is just turning into just a wonderful, wonderful ceremony. I don't want it to end. But I just have to say, I hope Maria, who just left, knows why I wanted her to stay. Until after this part of the program. I said, no, you can't leave until after, because she wanted to go help in the NRC cleanup. So right now, I also, is Kathy Bocafuso here? Oh, I'm not trying to single you out, except to say that because of Kathy, you do have your candles, because we felt that you needed to keep them. And so she goes, I think we need to just do that. So we said, go do it. So you get to keep them, and then the GAs and Kathy Sheehan and Maria helped make the Wagner medallions. They made them individually and put them on the lanterns for you. So you can keep them forever. I have mine, and I hope you keep yours. And we'll always think of Kristyn's song, right? So, with the next part of the ceremony being penning, I'd like to call up our undergraduate director, Professor Jane DeFazio, Dr. Lauren O'Hare, Professor Catherine Bocafuso, and Dr. Nancy Sharofsky. And we're going to just rapidly say who gets penned. And I'd like for two faculty to stand at either end and assist. Thank you so much. Still trying to wipe tears. So touching. Those of you out there as family members, be ready to jump right up and come up. Please look at your program and see if your loved one is going to be called next, so you can run right on up. We don't have to run for Mary. Adeniji? Say that. Adeniji. Mary, you are being penned by Kathy Bocafuso. So, next I'd like to call up Christopher Artley. who's being pinned by Dorian Artley. Dorian, you can come up this side. Dorian, come up this side. Dorian, come on over, please. Thank you. I'd like to call up Volha Bashkatov, who's being pinned by Nancy Sharovsky. Maryann Basilio, who's being pinned by Nancy Sharovsky as well. You can just stand right here.
Two shots.
Kristyn. Kristyn Beyer, who's being, you can stand down there, who's being pinned by Denise Delgaudio. Right there is good. Denise Delgaudio, you can come up those stairs. Thank you. Kristyn, just come on down this way with, no, I'm trying to get them to do that. Kristyn, you all will need to come down this way for your picture. Don't worry about it if it's not all the way on. Just get the picture. Okay?
Two shots. One more.
Come on down. Pamela Brandon, who's being pinned by Linda Brandon. Ladies, just come on down this way so you can get your picture taken. Perfect, right there. Perfect. And Ray, Linda is an RN. Thank you so much. And Pamela's mom. Next, Ashley Caceres, who's being pinned by Billy Caceres. You'll come on down this way so you can get your picture taken while you're being pinned. Come on down this way.
At the same time?
Yep, right here. Marie Cantillo, who's being pinned by Alan Cantillo. Cardenas, who's being pinned by Cardenas. Carey, who's being pinned by Maryann. Cartino, who's being pinned by Thomas Cartino. great to see Dad spinning. He wrote the check, probably. Carol Chan, who's being penned by Professor Diana Caceres. Clemens, who's being penned by Thomas Clemens. Ashley, I'm sorry. Who's Alison? What did she Conti, who's being penned by Karen Conti. And then we'll bring to the other side of the podium Diana Corda, who's being penned by Marguerite Corda. Diana, when you're ready to have your picture taken, just walk over this way. Jeannine, who's being penned by Lorraine Catania. Stephanie De Los Santos, who's being penned by Rebecca De Los Santos. Anjali Divakaran, who's being penned by Ashley. Sophia Duplay, who's being penned by Gonzalo Duplay. Ladies, come down this way so the others can, when you're done, for your picture. Steph, can you guys come here? Yeah, thank you. Lee, we appreciate your humble help. Caitlin Farrell, who's being penned by Chris Farrell. It's okay. Use the podium that's closer to who you're pinning, okay? Thank you. Christopher Guyan, who's being pinned by Agnes Garland. His wife. And son, it says doctor to be, but you know, that could change. Aw, this is a great picture. Maybe you can hold some up. Amanda Goodwin, who's being pinned by Jane DeFazio. by Kathy Bocafuso.
Thank you so much.
Danielle Ailecchio by Joanne Ailecchio.
Please don't sit down before you come by. 2 shots. Thank you. 2 shots.
Kristyn Kalber, who's been being pinned by her mom, Mrs. Kalber, who's also a nurse.
One more.
Danielle Kellogg, who's being pinned by Herbert Kellogg. Danielle. By her mom, Dr. Teresa Lizardo. She's also my advisee. Cindy Lowe, who's being pinned by Mrs. Linda Lowe. Muldoon, who's being pinned by Kathy Bocafuso. Joe, we could use some of your humor. Keep this going. James Piersante, being pinned by Jolie Piersante. Samantha Pulliam being pinned by Mrs. Pulliam, her mother. Brittany Punzone, who's being pinned by Lauren Punzone. Being pinned by Susan Pulte. Aleksandra Rakulia being pinned by Mrs. Rakulia. Lauren Smith, who's being pinned by Cookie Smith. Wilson Thomas, who's being pinned by Shirley Varghese. Kristyn Tilley, who's being pinned by Dr. Nancy Sharofsky. Victoria Van Dunk, who's being pinned by David Pompa. Victoria! I don't know if I said Victoria. Nicole Vasquez, who's being pinned by Alicia Kelly. favela catch is being pinned by Professor Diana Casiglio-Dana. Joseph Volpe is being pinned by Mrs. Tony Volpe. Joe, come over this way. Joe, come up, Joe. Come over this way. Down this way. Hi, Mrs. Volpe. Amy Winnett, who's being pinned by Professor Maureen O'Hare.
Take a picture of this. I'm going to take your picture. There you go. 2 shots. 1 more. Okay.
Bernadette Zapata, who's being pinned by Macario and Arlene Zapata, her parents. Christina Bonomi, who's being pinned by AJ Bonomi. Carol Luciola, being pinned by Professor Jane DeFazio. Carol. Thank you again. Carol was our journal club specialist here with Dr. Galsaverdi and Professor Peck Turgison. She did a wonderful job. Ted Sarmiento is being pinned by Dr. Swarovski. Did I leave anyone out? My goodness.
Yeah, Alison wanted
Everyone's been called, correct? Carol?
Thank you.
Thank you. Lee, one more picture.
Okay. 2 shots. 1 more. Thank you.
Thank you all for your wonderful assistance. And now you are officially penned. Dr. DeRossi will also be adding to your pen collection by giving you this special pen that was designed with the President's Office and the Alumni Office, which is a combination of the official NLN Center of Excellence pen with the Wagner College alumni insignia. So you will all be receiving those as well, and I hope you'll proudly wear them. I have to tell you, no nursing pin ever goes out of style. It's the classiest thing to wear. And we hope you'll wear that and your Center of Excellence pen. It really is. You laugh now, but one day you'll believe me. You're not quite official yet until you've done the Nightingale Pledge. And the thing we'd like to do prior to that is very, very special. We have Mrs. Nancy Tillman, who's driven all the way from Syracuse with her daughter, who just moved back from Australia, to be here to present a scholarship the very first time in honor of her son, Ron Tillman, who we sadly lost from our last second-degree class. And I know some of you, like Chris, were very close friends with him. And I wanted to ask Chris and anyone else who would like to come up with our new PhD, Dr. Anne-Marie Dowling Castronova, to come up and with Mrs. Tillman to present that scholarship. And is anyone else in the class a co-classmate of Ron? If so, yes, please come up and stand with them, because he's certainly in our thoughts today.
Allow me for just a minute, maybe two, to take you back to Monday, February 13th, 2012. The planned traumatic event was the first med-surg exam. Only a 6:30 a.m. voice message quickly changed the day's agenda. The voice of my clinical student informed me about the real traumatic event. The evening before, R.J. Tillman was fatally injured by a hit-and-run driver right here on Howard Avenue. Highlight of a series of events since that call. Exam canceled. Members of the faculty and administration entered crisis management mode. A Valentine memorial, a ghost bike ride. A song for R.J. is composed. Somewhere amidst that, a new normal begins. One that includes R.J. in our daily work as we travel past the ghost bike. And remember, we remember and carry on. His mother, Mrs. Tillman, returns to the December 12th, 1 year ago today, 2012 pinning to remember R.J. and carry on. One normal, a new normal, that includes today's students, who did an amazing fundraising effort. I'm just highlighting one. With RJ t-shirts to remember and carry on what we as a Wagner community does so well. We engage with each other and our larger community to make a positive difference. Our freshmen, as you already had heard, worked with an organization called Transportation Alternatives to raise community awareness, to try to make our streets and sidewalks a little safer for all. Some students now might not remember because they did not know RJ, but they certainly do carry him on. It is with profound awe that I introduce to you RJ's mother, Nancy Tillman, who together with Kristyn, as you heard, traveled from afar. She will present the first annual R.J. Tillman Award to a member of your class who exhibits deep caring, sensitivity, and concern for classmates and patients.
First of all, I'm just very privileged to be here and share this celebration with you. Good work. I mean, I hear it's really tough. And from the patient's point of view, that's what we like for our nurses to be well trained, so good job. Thank you, Dr. Capello, for inviting me, and thank you for all the faculty making me feel so welcome. Every time I come here, it's like a homecoming. I love it. As Anne-Marie just told you, RJ was killed by a hit-and-run driver down on Howard Ave. And when he died, we knew that he loved Wagner so much, and he loved the nursing program, and had such a passion. He finally found a career that he felt really comfortable in and wanted to do this. So we decided in his honor to establish the scholarship fund. And thanks to donations from family, friends, and faculty members here also, we are here today to present the first one. And today's recipient, I'm told, was selected unanimously by the faculty. This person also worked tirelessly in fundraising events and was recently inducted into Sigma Epsilon Mu Honor Society. So in honor of RJ's kind heart and his gentle spirit, I'd like to call up Anna Degaris.
Going out with Nancy after all the faculty is invaded, adjunct staff and full-time faculty, and her daughter. And I have to say, of all the events that I've been to here, one of the ones that inspired me the most, Nancy, was the one that Anne-Marie and I had on, it was a Sunday, I think, very cold, a little bit like out now. And I did not know what the Ghost Bike members do. But it was just awe-inspiring. All the people that came with their bikes and what they do in front of the Ghost Bike that Nancy and her daughter just sort of fixed up yesterday when they arrived, is they very individually, many riders stand in front and pick their bikes up above their heads in honor of Ron, one by one. It was absolutely awe-inspiring. I have pictures still on my phone. And just to think that those things have made a difference, and I hope they continue to make a difference, not just here, but Eileen, I was looking at you out there and thinking globally, how many dangerous accidents we witness when we go abroad on bikes and motor scooters, and how important globally, because globally is here and abroad. It's not just, you know, across the sea. We are a global world. How much impact, perhaps we could use some of the things that have been used in honor of Ron to make a difference in other places in the world who really have absolutely no rules of the road. And we see, you know, even more tragedy. So I'm so happy that this is part of the second degree program and scholarship, and hopefully we'll have more scholarships in the future for second degree students, but this one is more of an honorarium and for someone that we remember, and we appreciate you coming so much. We really do. The next thing on the agenda, of course, is the wonderful candle lighting ceremony. And the people that will be doing that are Professor Lisa Woody and Dr. Denise Gasselberty. And I wanted to also let you know that the matches are here. For those of you who want to do this. You know, you all are entering, if you'll pull your candles from under your seats. like to come up, Dr. Aikman and Professor Tucker, and help us with this? It's a rather large. Be very careful. Please watch everybody's hair. Joe, don't be spraying anything. I just want to say, prior to the lighting ceremony, that when this is over, please remain seated because we have a couple other just last minute things that will be happening. Okay? Now, I think I'm just going to go this way, okay?
Ask the whole body to stand while we recite the Florence Nightingale pledge.
It's in your program, ladies and gentlemen. Please read it.
I solemnly pledge myself before God.
Ready?
I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to practice my profession faithfully. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standards of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters related to my duty and all family matters coming to my knowledge within my practice. With integrity, I will endeavor to devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care.
You may blow out your candle. You are now official. Until you pass boards, you won't have that RN behind your name, but you used to be able to practice as of right now. We don't do that now, but a few years back you were. You were graduate nurses practicing in facilities until you passed your boards. So we'll hope you do that right away. And in any case, you will be leaders. And as leaders, you will face much adversity, ladies and gentlemen. You still need to give them support until they get through this in class. They are novices at their first job. They will have to undergo a lot of trials, but if, as nurse leaders, you always maintain silent professionalism and a happy spirit, and move forward. It's not going to be easy with healthcare changing, but you will be the leaders, and I hope you'll come back and make us proud, and always be proud of Wagner, because we're real proud of you. And we wish you all the best.
Wanted to say thank you to all the faculty for molding us into the nurses that we are today. So if everybody could come up, we have a token of appreciation for you.
After which I think there's going to be a nice video, right? And I think Jane Casio is going to help with that. get one of Kathy's? Yeah.
The class of 2013 would like to share a montage of the last 15 months of their time spent together. Anna did a wonderful job in putting this together with, I'm sure, a lot of help from all of her classmates. And so for the students to be able to view this, we were going to ask them to come down and maybe come off the stage so that you can see the screen.
Kind of gather down here. If you want to see it, if not, you can watch it after. While they're getting settled, I just want to wish all of you the happiest of holidays and thank you for sitting with us through this glorious ceremony. And be safe getting home. And thank you for all of your support. And students, as you go forward, remember, do things well and do them always better than you have to do them, and you'll be great in life.